My family loved music. My father played in swing bands in the 30s and 40s. My brother played in a freaky hippie band in the 60s, playing folk songs. My sisters, bless their souls, fostered a great love for the Beatles in me. I found Alice Cooper on my own in the 70s and then taught myself how to play guitar, badly. But ever since, I've been in the entertainment field one way or another. Needless to say, this lifestyle's afforded me many stories. So, this one I'm gonna call, She Sucker Punched Me. Like a lot of young guys growing up, I had no idea how to introduce myself to girls, open up conversations, break the ice. So I turned to guitar as a method of showing them just how cool that I thought I was. Unfortunately, most of the girls that I was trying to impress were really impressed by the jock guys. Something I was never gonna be, but I stuck with the guitar and eventually became a passable guitar player. Fast forward to the 90s, and my buddies and I are playing in a band called the Hooblers.
We're walking home together, we're just two people hand in hand.
Some of my happiest times in music have been spent in the Hooblers. Those of you playing in bands know it's us against the world, man. Well, over the years, the Hooblers, like many other bands, went through a number of personnel changes. But we did manage in the mid-90s to secure a little record deal with a German label called Blue Rose Records. Nothing too special, but we were huge in Liechtenstein, apparently. Anyways, for a couple of years, there was a bar in our town that we played in a lot. It was a stone-walled, underground echo chamber called The Pit. Aptly named. It's been shut down for a number of years now, but we played there a lot and always seemed to have good gigs, even though the place would ring like a bell for 30 minutes after we finished. We were no chick magnets. We had resigned ourselves to that fate early on. Besides, we were all happily hooked up with our wives or girlfriends. It was all about the music at this point. At least that's what we told ourselves. Well, one night we were playing the Pit for 2 sets and it was packed. Great night. So the short break between our sets was our chance to get a drink, collect our thoughts before we had to go back out. When Mike, our singer, and myself got to the bar, it was about 5 people deep, but we had to get our drinks quickly so we could get back and relax before the next set. So I told Mike I would get our drinks and I waited through a few people. I was spotted by the bartender who knew we were in the band, so he asked, "What do you want?" What I did not see was the vertically and gravitationally challenged young woman standing directly in front of me who was not too impressed that I'm just yelling over people my order. What I heard and smelled was a voice coming from my chest, screaming, presumably at me,
What the fuck?
Ignoring her and her comment, a big mistake. I looked back at Mike over the crowd and yelled, "What did you want again?" Well, at this point she finger pops me in the chest and says,
Fuck you and fuck Mike.
So naturally I tried to laugh it off, but that again was a big mistake. So get this, she starts pushing people away from us while she's taking her jacket off and telling me,
I'm gonna beat the fucking shit out of you.
People are backing up, hoping to see a fight between us, I'm sure. So the crowd's excited to see a fight involving an alley-tested street fighter against the skinny guitar player from the band. How good is that gonna be? In desperation, I look back at Mike for some assistance or, help, whatever, and I can tell from the look on his face, there will be no help forthcoming. He is thoroughly enjoying the moment, and I think he's actually reaching out to hold her jacket for her. Thinking back, if the tables were turned, I'd probably do the same thing. Now, I ask you, how far do you go to stop a deranged, intoxicated, heavy girl who's intent on fighting you. Just how far would you go to stop that? Well, I didn't have time to do the math on that as she drops her coat, reaches her hand back, and throws a wild haymaker at me. But it's aimed downtown, if you know what I mean. And it's coming fast. Luckily, I don't play gigs drunk, so I had time to deftly shift my weight in order for her to slam against my thigh. I hear a collective come from the crowd, but I didn't wait around to see her follow up. I ran from the area without our drinks. So I played the entire second set desperate for a drink and skirting the crowd looking for that crazy fan that's gonna come and take me out mid-song. So I guess that's technically about as close as I got to a female coming close to my private parts because of me being in a band. There's plenty more rock and roll stories where that came from, but hey, if you like these dad stories, why don't you think about hitting the subscribe button? I upload on Fridays. Thanks very much. Dad's Quality Stories.